right, brother. Can you say it one more time?
Yeah. When I go to the airport, I fly on my nationality card that I got from Amazight Bey. Same nationality card that everybody else got in their pocket. Right? So the prophet said, if I can get you to think, you can save yourself. So and I went to New Orleans. Right? So before I left, a whole month before I left, I called the TSA. That's their security, right? I called the TSA. I said, listen. I said, I'm going to be traveling pretty soon. I said, and I want to travel, and I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be hindered and held up over some identification. I said, I don't have corporate identification. I said, I'll be traveling on a nationality card. So they said, oh, all right, cool. You got to end it. No. I didn't say nothing about no Indian. I said, nationality card. I said, I'm Moorish American. I said, I'm Iraqi. He said, hold on a minute. And for anybody who want to listen to the phone call, I recorded it. I'll send it to you. He said, hold on. He put me on hold for about 10 minutes. He came back. He said, that's not on our primary list of identifications. He said, but if you have a second piece of identification with that same information on it, by all means. I said, all right, cool. I got it. Nationality card, right to travel ID. I got AAA, right? But this was the trump card, right? Because the prophet said, if I can get you to thinking, you can save yourself. What I did was I took some correspondence from an attorney because you know how we do. We send them wrist, we kicking butt, they sending us stuff back. We put that in my pocket. So I'm standing there, I give the lady the card. So, what is this? I said, oh, that's my nationality card. That's my identification. She said, I never seen one of these before. I said, I'm sure. she said, well, you mind if I go get my supervisor? By all means. So they was in the back for at least 10 minutes. So, you know, they running off copies of my stuff front and back. They doing what they doing probably on the computer like. So then he comes back out and he says, I'm not saying that this isn't legit. I just never seen one. I said, I'm sure you never seen one. I said, but since you're not saying it's not legit, I'm free to travel.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. I'm just here. You said they said another piece of ID. I pulled, hey, even take my AAA card. Say something about that. I said, I tell you what. That's from my attorney. Now, it wasn't from my attorney, but I said, that's from my attorney. And he looked at the front, and the correspondence read, Sutton Bey, care of XYZ, blah, blah. He said something, go ahead. No problem.
So what did you give him? Was it
I gave an envelope.
Huh?
Just an envelope.
Oh, just the envelope.
Just an envelope. It says Sutton Bey on the front, care of.
Okay, I gotta say,
right?
That's why people would write to the Congress for CFA stuff, library, so that the Library's Congress would send it back to you from the biggest library of the world in the nation here, and it would have your free national. But just to show you how some of our brethren, Moors, are really dirty, someone went and usurped that and made it so that you couldn't do that unless you went through their club in order to get the books. Well, of course, we have the books here, but in order to get the books and get that mailing back, that one of your own brethren Moors usurped it.
The clock of destiny code.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
now, I don't want to cut you, but I got to say a similar. He talking about traveling with the nationality card on an airplane. Of course, I have a story. I'm not even going to go to it because I've already said it before. But everybody knows, and I was only shocked when, here's what you got to understand. The question is there, the answer is yours. He didn't give them a whole lot of information. He didn't say, no, I don't. When they asked, do you have a driver's license, because they see that as ID, which, by the way, now they're no longer seeing that as ID at airports because it never was one. But you don't say, no, I don't have one. I don't have one because I don't need to have one because I had to break the travel. You don't do all of that. That's unintelligent. You have to have confidence in who you are. And once you have that, and the only way to have that is to have knowledge. You can only be what you know. So you don't do all that, right? So when they said, oh, well, do you have a prescription drugstore card? Prescription drug card, I was like, whoa. I was never expecting to expect that to be ID. But I answered them, I said, no, I don't take prescription drugs. I have no need for one. And that's all you have to answer. But I want to say this, the student card is a great secondary card as well as the real card, but the student card is magnificent. Let me tell you, as a second ID, because one time I was sending finance to a sister, money at Western Union. And I have my nationality card, and I don't use those services no matter where I was doing it for this purpose specifically. And so I ran into, what happened with that. So then she says, well, like they didn't act like they didn't know what to do with the card. She says, well, do you have another ID? Bam, I did student ID. My process went through. You can use that student ID because you are a student. The more identification you have under your nation, the better off you are. So not only can you, when they say students get 10% off on stuff, you can have a benefit with that, but they can't discriminate on what top student you are.
Yeah.
And Sister Annie, to this day, she goes to Staples whenever they have the student stuff. She gives us the card and we give her me too.
And if I could add on to both of their testimonies, the key point that's being brought out is that what you both did was common law. And common usage that has to be respected. Common usage, common law. So being as though, you had correspondence in the Free National Appellation, again, that goes back to common law, common usage. So that's a birthright that they can't strip anybody of, really.
No, but you gotta know how to present it and present yourself. There was one last thing for all those who are listening and who are thinking in their mind, oh, I got the card. Are you sure I can go on a plane with it? Are you sure it works? Like that, right? Someone called me like that or email me, whatever. Are you sure? Are you sure? I said, listen, all I can tell you is that I've done it. I know many others who have done it. You are gonna have to go and do it yourself. I cannot do that. No one can do that for you. You go and you figure it out on your own. And you know what? They did. I said, go use it. What else is there to do? Go apply it. Act like it's right. Because it is right. Our mental slavery has us just thinking that the only authority that could ever be administered is that which we get from a corporate state. But yet if you read the definition, a corporation can only issue to other corporations, has no parity with the real, that's a case law. So you go with that knowledge and you act like your stuff is right on point. And it is. And you will get a what? Did the prophet say? Favorable reply. But if you go and you're afraid to go do it, guess what will happen to you? You will never find out. You have to do it yourself.
I'll say this and then I'll give the floor. When my wife dropped me off, she said, "You want me to wait?" Looked at her. I'm going to New Orleans. And you know why? Because I know that I know what I know. Right. And it ain't no turning me back. And coming back from New Orleans International Airport was even easier.
Right.
I was over there at that Philly International Airport probably 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm talking less than 2.
Yes.
In New Orleans. Walked up, said boom, boom, boom. I was gone.
Right.
When you know what you know,
That's right.
then you show what you know.
Islam. The prophet said he came to teach you to be yourself, but that's what being yourself is. Being yourself and being what you know is all you can do. So study so you know.
Any questions before we continue on? Very good. Questions? Well, before we continue on, I wanted to make sure that we continue to inspire. So I know I got told already that that brother's a little shy and stuff like that, right? But I want us to acknowledge our little brother for getting his 4.0.
Y'all saw the report card.
Yeah.
4.0. Right? Yeah,
Right.
right, because that's really what it's about. You know,
I'm not going to bring him. I just want to see. I just want to see. What is his appellation?
Junior Soldier Bey.
Junior Soldier Bey. Peace, it's nice to meet you. Yeah, hi. You know what? You got all A's and B's? Did you on your report card? You're smart. Do you know that? You're even smarter than the A's and the B's, okay? Congratulations, okay?
young and unborn.
Yes.
Said. I mean, for the young and unborn. Just like we said with the two brothers. Immediately. So I don't need this then.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's in them already. It's in them. Like, you know, when you hear somebody his age bored with school, his age,
Yeah, he's
then,
bored.
Then
He
already know.
He's bored at school,
Yeah,
man. He already know.
But that's the reason, that can be a problem because of that, because there's a certain curriculum and a certain level here,
Yeah.
and then our children do get bored, and then they start giving that, labeling themselves
That
ABC
ADHD,
alphabet
whatever,
things and
like
all
stuff,
that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the reason why we must follow and have our own schools.
Right.
Eventually.
Yes.
I mean, soon.
So people, I recommend in this territory,
All right.
we have a Moorish History and Heritage School, a brick and mortar.
Yeah.
So we got to do a little work. It can be done because guess what? It's birthright, right? And if you know how to use your birthright and you own the land, then you own everything on it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna leave it with that. We could build on that.
That's right.
And they got a lot of abandoned. They got so many castles here. That's Moorish buildings, abandoned buildings.
Yes.
It's really nothing, brothers and sisters, that haven't declared their nationality. But after this, we can get together and do something or decide what we need to do. But I recommend that in every territory that we have a school. You know, not that other people that scheme people about Federal Reserve and all that. We're using birthright. So we don't need that much fiat to do something.
You don't need Umar Johnson money.
You know.
To that note, we've got some stuff rolling out with the newest site, ActiveMoors.com. Most of y'all are probably familiar with Moors directory, but with Active Moors, we've got the technology to have a virtual school. So in lieu of getting that brick and mortar, we can go and connect on there, and we got more books rolling out pretty soon.
Right. It's active. It's live. It's live now.
But that's just something right in line.
Right. And what the brother's saying is, we have our own university, right? We also got our own social media. It's called ActiveMoors.com. And we also have another one called More Book. So like the brother say, virtual schools. So we're not revolutionary, we evolutionary. We're growing with the times. We're coming to the people. We're screaming live on social media right now. It's Facebook Live. So it don't make no sense for nobody to be active. We're not just on the internet, we right here in the flesh, putting the work in, brothers and sisters. So use us and our energy, and we gonna use your energy. It's a give and take, right? Positive and negative, right? And we can do something. You don't have to be afraid no more. You don't have to be lost. But if you don't have no nationality, then you don't have no purpose. You don't know what to do. You just on this earth plane just wondering. Islam?
No, still no questions?
Any questions?
Are we going to the temple?
Sure, yeah. We go to the temple.
Might as well. No, isn't today
Is
there?
it not going to be open?
Oh no, it's not gonna be open today. They got Sunday school, so sorry, brothers and sisters.
Yeah,
We can go in the morning.
it's not today.
We can go tomorrow.
Please, bro.
Where can we find the entitlements, like all the entitlements to being to our birthright? You understand?
Well, all right, let's.
And your title. You got it.
I mean, like once nationality is everything.
Okay.
Senior Ellen Bay is the title to the ancestral estate. So the first thing you got to do is put yourself in the proper status. Status means, by definition, your relationship to the community, but it's not a mere relationship, it is a legal one. So until you're in that position and you have the ill effect, which is the title to your ancestral estate, you can't claim jack.
So prime
That's just the way it is, so you gotta.
right. So prime example, you got the right to brush your teeth, right? Do somebody got to tell you that? You got the right to go to the bathroom, right? You got the right to eat, right? So birthright is you got the right to do everything that every living being on this planet do. Feed yourself and clothe yourself.